Hey guys, so in this video we are going to add colors into our scene. So I decided to use Citratic, so we have green, orange, and then I'm going to take reds and then blue. But majority of our scene is going to be kind of blue, but I'm going to add, I guess, a little highlight of red, something of the sorts. So yeah, this is what we're going to use, a square. I suck at drawing on a mouse, but this is Citratic color scheme, and yeah. Let's go ahead and start. So let's go first to our skybox. If you notice anything different into my scene, it's just I've kind of repositioned this. I kind of put them up a bit, but that's only that. We're going to skybox and create another one. This one is from our beginner's course. So you can just press Ctrl D to copy that, and we have a skybox too. For the new people that doesn't have the beginner's course, just right click, create, and then there should be a material here. If you click that, name it however you want. Go to the shader, go to the skybox right here, and hit procedural. It should create the same, okay? But as for me, I'm just gonna use the duplicate one. The way that we are going to apply this is simply just left mouse click drag into the scene. And as you can see, the whole tone and feeling of our environment kind of change. But of course, we're going to use blue, right? I'm going to put this value here first on the sky tint. Sky tint is the top part of your skybox, and then your ground is of course the ground. So I'm going to put the hex color into this value. As you can see, you can either copy me, post a video, copy it, or drag your slider right here and just adjust it however you want. But as for me, I'm going to keep it this value and just close. And then on the next value, our ground right here, I'm just going to set it to this value. Kind of like an indigo, but still part of blue, as you can see. Both of them are kind of blue. And this is mostly what I want. Now, don't go fixating on the values that I've just put, because later on, while we're coloring this, I might change little bits of it. Maybe click this and kind of like tone it down a little more depending on how I want this to look like. Because I have no set things for everything, but I have a basis of what we're doing. So anyway, I'm gonna play with my atmosphere thickness. As you can see, if I scroll up, it gets lighter, it gets darker. I like mine dark because after all, this is a dark-ish scene. Maybe exposure, turn it down. Maybe let's see what 0.4 looks like. Yeah, perfect. I like it dark like that. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is keep this one and change its value. The way that you're going to create a directional light though is you can just right click on the lighting here and then go to light, hit directional light, and as you can see it's going to be directly under already on this empty game object. But I only need one. This one right here. I'm going to rotate the y-axis right here to change the direction of shadows a bit. Maybe I'll just put the 0 for now. And then I'm going to change the color into something bluish. Maybe I can just click on my skybox and copy one of this. Because you can copy the value on any color and just click the color and put it here. And just from there, adjust it. Maybe a bit, maybe not too much. Something like this. And we have our intensity here. You can make this intensified like that. And you can choose if you don't want shadows or if you do want shadows right here. I'm not optimizing right now. I'm going to worry about that later on when everything is set up the way I want them to look. Next thing I'm going to do is right click here and create a point light. I'm going to take this up here a bit and put it here because I want the front of this scene right here to be bright but not too much. So I'm going to put the intensity a little bit lower and maybe change the color into something of like this, kind of bluish of the sort. Maybe I want something darker on the directional light. It's too bluish. So let's see this color. As you can see, it's still blue, but it's all the way right here. And I'm going to my point light and adjust the intensity of it. I want that kind of a glow in front of my character. Let's see. Something like maybe this. I'm so not set with this. Like that. And the next thing that we're going to do is just mess with our materials. We're going to change this green into something bluish because green, I don't want that to be green. Even though it's part of our color scheme, I don't want it to be that. So go to your materials. It's called emissive right here, and just take that right here onto your kind of grayish area. And then I want you to check the emission, because this is what's going to make that material glow. And I want this to be bluish, maybe something like this. Now, depending on you, on what you want to do, I want you to play with the intensity of your emissions and just kind of like play around on how you want this to match. I kind of want mine icy. It's like the ice game. What is this, Adventure Time? But I'm gonna leave this at this right now. And as you can see, if you control your color, is it gonna get dull or brighter? But I want that right here in the middle. Something of the sort. And what I want you to do next, ooh, the popo's here. I'm living in the ghetto area of Hayward right now. I was in San Jose, but now I'm in Hayward. And geez, police keeps coming there all the time, but I don't know. I feel welcome and I feel at home in the ghetto. They're so much more simpler here. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but okay, let's go to Windows and find your asset store right here. And I want you to look up post-processing stack from Unity. So just put here post-processing. It should show. We have this on the beginner course. If you already have it, ignore this part. For the people that don't, make sure you download it. I already have this, so I'm not going to do that, but I want you to import this into your scene. And then, if you go to all your asset, it should be right here. It should look precisely like this, okay? So, go back to your scene after you're done importing that, and I want you to go inside your PP profiles right here. So this is the post-processing behavior script that we have on the beginner's course, and we are going to use this. So I'm going to simply Control-D duplicate this, and we're going to use that on our scene. But I'm going to go through the settings to make sure that the people that's only enrolled in the intermediate is going to be okay. I got you, my little babies. Okay, let's go to your main camera. Make sure you add component and put here post-processing behavior. So click this. And then I want you to drag your profile right here. And as you can see, the difference it makes. Looks good, right? Because we have a bunch of ambient occlusion that is enabled, bloom, and a bunch of other stuff. To create a post-processing profile, I want you to right-click, create, right here, hover, and just hit post-processing profile. Name it however you want. As for me, I'm gonna name this swamp. _1 because this is my first one. And like I said, you kind of drag this in here. Left mouse click drag. So, we're gonna open this and see what our new hatchlings are missing out on the beginner's course. So, I'm gonna show you quickly what's enabled and what's not. So, fog, that's checked. Anti-aliasing. We are on fast approximate on the extreme quality. We're probably gonna change all of this later on when we're optimizing. But right now I want everything to look kawaii. Ambient occlusion, we have 1.5 here with a radius of 1.5. This is how spread out you want this to be. Okay, sample count high. Of course, we're gonna change this later on and all that stuff. Downsampling right here is checked because simply we don't want too much. Because as you can see here, we have so much ambient occlusion, but when we click this, it's gonna cut our quality, so it's not too much crazy. We have depth of field. Again, this is when you are in your game and you want some other parts of your scene blurred out. So for me, it starts at the very back, like that. Okay, and all these other settings, you will be more familiar with this if you use an actual camera and you're a photographer. But I mostly just adjust the focus distance right here to make the back part or the front part of my scene have a little more in depth. So what else did we have here? We have a bloom. This will make this emissive part of your area glowy. But I'm gonna mess with this later on, but for now, feel free to copy the values here if you want. We have color grading. This is this kind of a grainy thing that you see in your camera. So it's like a filter. Think of it like Snapchat. And you can see without and with. I don't know if you can see that. It's very subtle. So this is your color grading. And we have a grain right here. Same thing as your color grading, though this adds that extra kind of blurriness. But they kind of look really sharp. So I've kept them low, 0.2. And we have a vignette. Obviously, This is that dark side at the edges of your camera. See? And that's all we have here on the profiles. And if you don't quite understand this, I have a full-blown explanation about this on the beginner's course, where I've simply explained every single one of them and also the VFX area, the particle system in Unity. So now on intermediate, I'm not going to explain to you every single menus anymore, but I'm simply going to show you what it does. So we're going to adjust it and then you're going to see how it works. Things like that. So we're going to leave this at this. So now that we have like something like that, I'm going to quickly adjust my camera though. Left mouse click drag right here on the edge and just adjust your camera the way you want. Let's see. This is good. Let's see. I'm gonna maximize this. Right click, maximize. And this is what it looks like right now. So I'm going to adjust my depth of field because, like I said, it's too much on that area. So maybe lower it. Or maybe heighten it. It's not even a word. I'm gonna maximize this. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at that. Because you can't really see. Dang, how many people are the Poobah arresting today? Anyway. You can only see the depth of fields effect when you are on your game window right here. So always check your game window and maximize it to see how everything looks like, okay? So from here, what I'm going to do is further kind of move stuff. Like, move stuff. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Move stuff and make them bigger. Because I realize I don't want them right there on that particular spot. Because I always look at my game window right here and check how everything looks like. Because that's gonna be what's presented, so. So I want you guys to kind of rearrange to your heart's content. Rearrange. Maybe make things bigger, make things smaller. Go nuts with it. I know we're done with the scene stuff, but alright, let's kind of finalize this ish. I'm gonna go to my plane and I'm going to adjust this maybe 4. Put there 4. Let's see. Alright, now it's spread out. This is what I want. I want it to kind of spread out like that. Because remember this part right here is going to be kind of a shader. Like an ocean swamp-ish kind of shader. And Mikhail's going to teach you guys how to do that. Let's see. Maybe keep this at 2. Oh, too much. Lady, no. Alright, 3. Alright, so from here the next thing that we are going to do is quickly set up the animation. Remember that elf stuff that we're doing, the elf girl. I'm quickly going to save this. Scenes. And we're going to quickly animate it in Mixamo and make it sit on daddy's lap. Alright, let's do this. So go to your Maya. Go to your Maya, love. And find your elf. Please do. Make sure to export your elf right here. The right way, the way that we've left the last time. F. So as you can see, its name is Lap Elf. So I'm going to create a Lambert, name it Lap Elf, and right click assign. I know the material used to be Elf1, but I don't know why I didn't match them. I like matching the mesh name and the material name so I know where things should be applied to. You can either use the script that we've been using, it's gonna automatically like snap your elf right here in the middle. But as for me, since it's already right there, because I've recently exported this, I'm just simply going to export it, okay? So, export. I'm going to my fantasy right here, FBX, and I'm going to add animation folder. And I'm going to export my lovely in here. And make sure that you are in OBJ, because sometimes Mixamo doesn't accept FBX, and it's so much better and hassle-free if you put this in OBJ. So I'm going to name this Lap Elf. And export selection. So now your elf should be exported there along with its textures and material. So you can go ahead and check that. Fantasy low poly here, FBX animation, and it's right here, as you can see. So go to your Google and make sure you go to this site right here. It's called Mixamo. You can just put here mixamo.com. Gonna close this and start from brand new things. So I want you to create a profile here. As you can see, I have mine. Yume right here. So what you can do is create an account. I'm gonna start from the bottom, so I'm gonna log out. And this is what Mixamo should look like when you get to the site. So you're gonna hit log in here, and it should transfer you to another address. Put your user and your password, and I'm gonna do just that real quick. And as you can see, now I am signing in. So this is what it should look like upon signing in. So I have my model right here because I've rigged this here before and animated it, but we're going to upload a new character. So hit upload new character right here, upload character, and select your file right here. And I'm going to my fantasy here, FBX, animation, and it should be this OBJ file right here. So double click. And this is what it should look like, okay? So I want you to make your character face you, and when everything is set up, just the way it looks like right here in your window, hit next. And from there, just follow this picture on your right and place displacers in your character. So put your chin here on the character's chin. As you can see on the picture on the top right, that it has a zoom in version. Put this on the wrist part, which is this one. Elbows here. And where else? Knees right here. By the way, Mixamo is free to use commercially. You can use this however you want. It's free site. And your groin is supposed to be here. And I'm going to change my standard skeleton into no fingers because obviously I don't have fingers. I have like a paddle hand. See? And this is what it's going to look like depending on which one you choose. But, I mean, you don't have fingers, so I'm gonna stick to no fingers. And I'm going to hit next and just wait for Mixamo to auto-rig my character and assign the weight paint. Now this is free, you can use this however you want, but at the same time if you want something custom made, of course you need to ask an actual animator, okay? Because this is presets, these are the things that automatically put there. And of course you're gonna pay more on custom made stuff. So, when your character is rigged, and as you can see here moving like this, just hit next, because your character is ready for any animations that you see here. This is what you're going to do. You can either search here, flying, sitting, fighting, but as for me, I like it sitting because it's gonna sit on Santa's lap, right? And maybe I want, which one's good? This one's cute. I want this one. It's weird. So right now I'm using my scroll wheel to zoom in, zoom out, and left mouse click to rotate around. Panning, just your middle mouse click and then drag. And the way that you're going to adjust this is you have your posture. You can just drag the wheel. I mean, pretty much it's self-explanatory. You can just rotate around just with your mouse. And just adjust the scrolls right here. Because different animation have different settings. And you can adjust that however you want. And overdrive, what's overdrive? Oh, make it faster. I want it small. Bingo! Character arm space. Oh, not that, of course. Spread it. Spread. So something like this. It depends on you if you want to trim the animation or not. As for me, I'm gonna leave this like this because I want to leave it like that. So, there's mirror too, if you want this mirror on the other side. No, if that makes any sense, but there's literally tons of animation here in Mixamo that you can use, so just have fun doing whatever you're doing. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's cute. Oh, oh, it's so cute. It's cuter than my fluffo. It sounds so stupid. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave this at this right now. And I'm going to quickly download this. I'm going to show you how to import this on Unity. So hit the orange button right here, download. So of course we want this on FBX, but you can see right here we have FBX for Unity. So just click that. Frames per second depending on how many frames you want. As for me, I'm going to leave it at the lowest. With skin, that just simply means that you're going to import the rig along with its character. And without skin, you're just simply going to import the rig. And I'm going to leave this default as to none right here. And from there, we're just going to hit download. And it should automatically download right here. So from here, we're just going to go to my downloads right here. And as you can see, the name is Lap Elf Sitting. I'm gonna quickly change this and put underscore instead. And from there, just drag and drop. So left mouse click, go to your Unity. It's this one. And I'm going to put it right here at the very top. Because I need to create a folder for this. Let's see, fantasy low poly. And we don't have animation folders, so right click here, create folder, and hit, what did I say hit? Just put animation. If you go to the asset, as you can see, we have the materials. This material here, the no-name material, is from your Mixamo. Keep in mind that when you import a mesh in Mixamo, it loses this material, so you can either create a new material here in Unity or just keep this one. As for me, I'm gonna keep it. So drag this on materials folder on your actual one and delete this one because you don't need it. And I'm going to drag this here and put this on animation. So I'm gonna quickly test this and drag it here. As you can see, we don't see it because it's really small. It's not exported through our beautiful script by Phoenix, so we have to times this by 100. So I want you to quickly go to your model, click this thing right here. This window is going to appear if you click your FBX model right here, and just scale factor, put this on 100. So add 0, 0 and hit apply. And now you should be able to see your mesh. As you can see, it's right there, the very top-ish. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this animation is going to work on Unity. We have a little bit of things to set up before we can put that there. So I want you to go to animation tab and I want you to hit loop. So this character will continue to do the same animation over and over and over. And hit apply. And also, I'm going to click this and change this into sitting. Because this is the actual animation that we're going to drag into our animator. And you can see that if you just simply click the play here, it's this one. I'm gonna hit apply so it's C. As you can see here, now it's change. The name is change. And you can preview your animation at the lower right bottom. As you can see here. Alright? So, next thing that we're going to do, you can't just simply drag your mesh right here and hit play and expect for it to just keep doing what it's doing. As you can see here, it's not even moving because we need to create an animation controller and drag our clip into the animator. I'm not sure if I'm saying the animator right, but quickly, let's fix this. So quickly, go to your window. Don't worry, it's not going to be a headache. Just click the animator right here. So now you have this. And I want you to right click here and create a profile. So right click, create. There should be an animation, I think it's animator. Alright, animator controller. I don't know why I said profile, but it's the controller. Animator controller. Alright. And name this however you want. I'm just gonna name this character controller for now. And from here, we're going to drag our mesh right here. So now it should be on your scene. And go back to your animator, but make sure to click your elf right here, the elf sitting, and drag this right here on the controller. So now you should have that. And from there, press play on this mesh, this FBX right here, and drag this clip right here into your animator window. So now it should be right here. And you have your settings here. If you want to mirror this, there's a setting right here. You can even change the speed, like how fast your character is actually moving in your game. So I'm going to quickly make this sit on Santa's lap. I don't know why I keep calling this character Santa. Jeez, I need to stop. I'm watching too much anime. I blame the Sith. The Unity guy. Yeah, I think he still works at Unity. I think the character is too big. It's so weird looking. I don't know. I don't know why I came up with this. I don't. Honestly, I have no clue. My imagination is so weird sometimes. I don't even. But, let's see. Maybe it's too big or too small? You can always make it smaller like that. So we have that. I think I'm gonna put this character under level 2, because why not? But also I'm gonna probably prefab this later, because that value is retarded. I can keep that there. But anyway, let's test this. Now that your animator is set up here, it should continue playing and looping the moment you hit play. So now, as you can see, you have a character, an animated character that's playing and sitting on Santa's lap right there. If you get what I mean. And I might add a few more animations later on when we're finalizing our scene, but for now, let's keep it at this. And the next thing that you're going to learn on the next video is making this wavy, swamp, watery looking shader thing, and Mikkel's gonna teach you that. So yeah, save your scene quickly. File, save scene as. Where are we at? Save scene as. Can't wait to do VFX on this. It's gonna be good looking. I'm too excited. I need to lower down my excitement. Because as you can see now, I lost my... Alright, where? Fantasy low poly, okay. And it's on scenes, and we're going to save this on top of swamp. Or you can create another one if you choose to do so you don't lose an iteration. But for me, I'm gonna save it here. So now, we have something that looks like this. It's so kawaii! Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!